Hey, what's up guys, it's Avinash Ratnaji here, and in today's video we will see how a coin-sized chip can completely change your life. Recently, Elon Musk announced an implant called Neuralink Chip that can be inserted on a human skull, and it can control the electrical signals of the human neuron.
This is our little device. That thing at the bottom is just to hold the threads in place because they're just like little fine wires.
Now, what are neurons? Neurons are the cells within the nervous system that transmit the information in the form of electrical signals to other nerve cells, muscles, and other organs. Neuron is the basic working unit of the brain. Now, coming back to the Neuralink chip, the goal of this is to solve the brain and spine related problems using this device. The concept here is to insert the Neuralink chip in your head. It is a coin sized chip,
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
and you will not even notice that there is a chip in your head, and you will completely be normal. And the neurological problems like memory loss, hearing loss, blindness, paralysis, depression, insomnia, and many other problems like addiction, strokes, brain damage could be solved using this implant in your brain. It is also called as brain machine interface (BMI). Current medical research, which includes the UTA array, it has 100 channels per array. It also has bed of rigid spikes inserted, and big wires and boxes will be coming out of your head, and these are a bit risky and they can cause infection. Another concept is deep brain simulation (DBS). It has 8 to 16 channels per device. In this method, two electrodes are inserted in your brain and a device is connected to your collarbone. DBS has helped more than 150,000 of people, but it still has some limitations. This concept is not just in theory, but there are actually some practical examples of this technology being used.
You're watching the most advanced brain-machine interface in action. Kathy Hutchinson is paralysed and unable to speak, but just by thinking she's able to control the movements of this robotic arm and drink her morning coffee. She's part of a pioneering study run by researchers at Brown University in the US. Eventually, the researchers hope to build an arm that works as smoothly as a real one and can cope with more complicated tasks like brushing teeth. They'd also like to make a wireless version so the device doesn't need to be plugged directly into the patient's head. But for now, they're celebrating their progress with Kathy.
The earlier version of the Neuralink of the last year had more complex design compared to the new one. It had some electrodes going on in your head along with the device that was inserted behind your ear, and the latest one is just the size of a coin. Specifications of this Neuralink are: it has 1024 channels per link, it can be wirelessly charged and has an all-day battery life, and it is connected through low-band Bluetooth technology, the same technology which is used in the fitness trackers and smartbands. The Neuralink chip will be installed using robotic machine and not by some human surgeon. This is because the machine will scan your brain and detect the exact location where the small wires of the chip can be connected to the neurons. Elon Musk also said that the chip can also be removed, and after the removal of the chip, the person will not have any side effects and that person can live a normal life. They showed 3 pigs during this demo of the Neuralink chip. The first pig, Joyce, had no implant and lived completely a normal life.
So what we have in pen number 1 is Joyce, and she does not have an implant. Obviously healthy and happy.
The second pig, Gotor, which had an implant. Here is a demo which shows the spike detection by the chip in the second pig, Gotor, whenever it touches or sniffs.
We're trying to get Gertrude out. Man, Gertrude, are you serious? Okay. All right. Here we go. Great. Okay. Great. Okay. This is a high energy pig. All right. Gertrude, thanks for coming out. So what the beeps you're hearing are real-time signals from the Neuralink in Gertrude's head. So this Neuralink connects to neurons that are in her snout. So whenever she snuffles around and touches something with her snout, that sends out neural spikes, which are detected here. And so on the screen, you can see each of the spikes from the 1,024 electrodes, and then if she snuffles around, touches this snout in the ground, or you kind of feed her some food, pigs love food, then you can see the neurons will fire much more than when you're not touching the snout, and that's what's making the beeping sound. All right, cool. So as you can see, we have a healthy and happy pig, initially shy, but obviously high energy and kind of loving life. And she's had the implant for 2 months. So this is a healthy and happy pig with an implant that is 2 months old and working well. Yeah.
The third pig, Dorothy, which had an implant inserted and removed, and it still lived a completely normal life without any side effects.
So here's Dorothy. And in the case of Dorothy, Dorothy used to have an implant, and then we removed the implant. So this is a very important thing to demonstrate is reversibility. So if you have a Neuralink, and then you decide you don't want it, or you want to get an upgrade, and the Neuralink is removed, is it removed in such a way that you are still healthy and happy afterwards? And we take the readings from the neurons, and we try to predict the position of the joints. And so we have the predicted position of the joints, and then we measure the actual position of the joints. You can see that they're almost exactly aligned. So we're able, with a wireless neural implant, to actually predict the position of all of the limbs in the pig's body.
What programming language are you guys using for developing the device?
Yeah, we use several different types of programming languages. So for chip development, a lot of Verilog for doing low-level programming at the kind of the register transfer level. As you go up higher and higher, there are various C, C++, Python. But to be honest, like at the end of the day, it's not which programming language do you know how to use. It's do you know the principles behind coming up with just methods to enable these systems to work.
What about the security?
Yeah, so the current version of the implant that we have is using Bluetooth low energy radio. So similar to any Bluetooth devices that are out there, they are able to coexist with other devices that are using and sharing our same spectrum in 2.4 gigahertz. Obviously, as you imagine, when you go to concerts or there's just a lot of people, the signal quality does degrade because it is a pretty congested spectrum. So we are actually working on some new versions of the radio that are operating at different frequencies to be able to also send out a lot more data and have it be scalable to millions of electrodes. Privacy and security are top priorities at Neuralink, especially given the sensitivity of the data that we're collecting. And one of the things that we're ensuring is to make sure that a lot of the interactions with the brain data is going to be encrypted and authenticated properly. And we have in-house security expertise, and we're also working with external parties to do audits and perform penetration testing.
This technology will be very helpful for the people to cure blindness. Paralyzed people can be cured and bring back to normal. They also said that in future you will be able to store and retrieve the memories as they are connected to the neurons.
I think in the future you'll be able to save and replay memories. This is obviously sounding increasingly like a Black Mirror episode. But yeah, essentially if you have a whole brain interface, everything that's encoded in memory, you could upload. You could basically store your memories as a backup and restore the memories. And ultimately, you could potentially download them into a new body or into a robot body. The future is going to be weird.
One of the things I think has great potential for the Neuralink is to provide a visual prosthesis for people who have retinal injury or blindness through eye injury. You can essentially plug a camera directly into the visual cortex and stimulate with an enormous array of thousands or maybe tens of thousands of electrodes to recreate a visual image. And in time, perhaps, you can use that same technology in people who haven't lost vision to produce some kind of heads-up display, something like Terminator or something like that.
So in the future, there is a huge role of AI and robots in our lives. So to live in that world and for the symbiosis with the future world, this Neuralink chip will be very useful and the possibilities are endless. So I hope you like this video, share this video with your friends and make sure you click the subscribe button. Thanks for watching guys. Peace.